First at 4 from the coldest temperatures of the season tonight to accumulating snow as we close out the weekend. We've got a very wintry forecast ahead. Karen?
All right, thanks, Ben. Also first at 4, police investigate a dog mauling involving a 5-year-old boy. What they're saying about how it started and about the man who was injured while trying to help. There's a new twist in the battle over the controversial Line 5 pipeline under the Great Lakes. Who's claiming victory this time? Hey, Paula.
The Pontiac School District believes it has a good plan to get students back to face-to-face learning while keeping them and their teachers safe.
Local 4 News starts now with a breaking news alert.
Breaking right now, 2 teenagers are about to be arraigned in the death of an Uber driver. The incident happened last week near the West Edsel Ford Service Drive and Elmer Street on Detroit's west side. Police say they found the driver, 60-year-old Timothy Perkins, with multiple stab wounds, and he was also attacked with a hammer. Prosecutors say 15-year-old Lene Brady and 16-year-old Devin McKee called for an Uber so they could rob the driver. Now, they are being charged as adults with several charges, including first-degree murder. We're monitoring the court hearing, and we'll have more for you tonight when you join us at 5. Detroit police investigate a terrifying dog attack involving a 5-year-old boy. This happened at a home on Longacre on Detroit's west side. Police tell us the boy was helping a 36-year-old man feed a group of 5 dogs. When the man left the room for a short time, the man then returned to find 2 dogs attacking that child. He jumped in to help and then also suffered several bite wounds. We spoke to a neighbor who knows the dogs.
It's terrifying, and I'm very glad that it's not me or my sister. We love them dogs, but we couldn't imagine that something like this would happen.
Now, both the boy and the man are expected to recover. Meantime, Animal Control was notified and took possession of all 5 dogs as police continue their investigation this afternoon. The Michigan High School Athletic Association is keeping the pressure on the Whitmer administration to end the current pause on winter sports. Today, the association held a news conference arguing testing data supports letting kids play. And
it's important to note that there are 38 other states currently competing in winter sports, and that includes our 3 geographic bordering states. That's Wisconsin, that's Indiana, that's Ohio.
Now, right now, we're told the group Let Them Play is also working with the state health department, hoping for a resolution that avoids a threatened lawsuit. But there's no word on ending the current pause, which is in place until February 21st. You may recall, indoor dining at restaurants is set to resume on Monday, February 1st, with specific restrictions. Canada is imposing stricter travel restrictions, making it mandatory for tourists to quarantine in a hotel at their own expense when they arrive. Today, Michigan is reporting more than 1,700 new cases in the past 24 hours, along with 6 additional deaths. Now the update on the COVID vaccine candidate from Johnson & Johnson. A late-stage trial shows the single-dose vaccine is about 72% effective here in the U.S. at preventing moderate and severe disease 28 days after vaccination. Now, while that is less effective than the vaccines from Pfizer and Moderna, remember, it is just one shot, and it does not need ultra-cold storage. Johnson & Johnson could file for an emergency use authorization with the FDA as early as next week. Coming up at 5, we're going to take a closer look at the differences in vaccine availability and the risk of the virus and what that ultimately means for you and your family. There's a new decision tonight in the back and forth battle over a Great Lakes oil pipeline. This round goes in favor of Enbridge Energy, but the state's top leaders are saying this fight is far from over. Devin Skillian in the newsroom this afternoon. And Devin, it's challenging to keep track of where things stand. What's the latest?
Yeah, it has been, Karen. You really have needed a scorecard. The big question at the center of this whole debate, though, is should we keep using a pipeline under the Straits of Mackinac to transport oil? Supporters say it provides much needed energy to the region. Critics say it's too dangerous to the Great Lakes ecosystem. Today, some big news is the Michigan Department of Environment, Great Lakes and Energy, or EGLE, has approved the Enbridge application for certain permits to build a new tunnel under the Straits of Mackinac. That tunnel would replace the 68-year-old Line 5 pipeline that's currently lying on the lake bed. Legal challenges to the decision, though, are likely, so stay tuned. Governor Whitmer, meanwhile, still trying to shut down the existing Line 5 because she feels it's unsafe. In a statement today, the governor argues the current pipeline threatens more than 350,000 jobs that rely on keeping the Great Lakes clean. She wants it shut down by May of this year, but Enbridge is fighting that order in court. Now, Enbridge released a statement saying the project to relocate a portion of Line 5 will make a safe pipeline even safer. We're going to take a closer look at the two tracks of the same battle and have more reaction coming up tonight at 5. You can also, by the way, read a Line 5 explainer that dives into more details on this. We've put that at our website at clickondetroit.com. Karen, back to you.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you, Devin. We sure saw a lot of that glorious sunshine today, but it didn't really warm things up. This is a live look outside from one of our tower cams right now. Let's check in with Ben Bailey, who is guiding us into the weekend. That sounds like a pretty fun assignment, guiding us into the weekend.
If it was all sunshine and 40, sure, Karen.
Right.
But, yeah, we've got some serious snow to discuss, and you can tell from the colors on the watch warning advisory map here that this is something that we'll be contending with. Winter weather advisories out for parts of Michigan. We are not included in these as of yet. Winter storm watches out for that lower tier of counties there in southern portions of Michigan and northern Indiana and Ohio. That's where the snowfall is going to be maximized, but we're expecting that to at least the advisories to continue over into our corner of the state as we get closer to the storm's start. And that's going to happen Saturday night. This is nighttime hours into Sunday, and then we'll see those snow totals start to stack up. Most of this stuff will be on the ground by Sunday afternoon, but you can see those numbers continue to climb through Monday and at least early Tuesday as well. Then we've got the cold to discuss. Temperatures going back to the teens tonight, and we'll talk about some milder numbers, but don't get too excited about that. Coming up in a few minutes, Karen.
All right, always appreciate it. Thank you, Ben. President Biden is starting to pivot from a flurry of executive orders and actions reversing Trump policies. Up next, COVID spending legislation. The president's $1.9 trillion plan is very much on his mind, even as he went to visit war veterans at Walter Reed Hospital. The president wants the veterans to be among those vaccinated. He says Congress needs to think big.
So the choice couldn't be clearer. We have learned from past crises the risk is not doing too much. The risk is not doing enough. And this is the time to act now.
Now, that comment came during a meeting with Vice President Harris and new Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen. Now, so far, Republicans in Congress have been resisting the high cost of the new spending plan. Goodbye summer vacation, hello mandatory summer school. That's just one of the changes being strongly considered by the Pontiac School District as it prepares to stage a return to face-to-face learning on Monday. But as Paula Tubman shows us, first the district wants to make sure teachers and students feel safe returning.
The Pontiac School District lays out its plan for back-to-school face-to-face learning and says, listen, they've got to get back in this way simply because of the deficits. Drastic times call for drastic measures as the Pontiac School District strongly considers bold measures to bring students back to school and change the very way we look at semesters to bring those students back up to grade levels. When the students start returning to their classrooms Monday, they will notice an additional metal detector at the doors.
Our new metal detectors also do temperature checks as well. So upon getting the green light, you'll be allowed to enter the building.
All part of the $3.5 million in spending to create a safe learning space for teachers and students. With a school population of just under 4,000 students, fewer than half will actually return to this new way of doing things.
We will not be utilizing the water fountains while we're in this current status with the pandemic. However, we will be having miniature water bottles in all classrooms for students so they can stay hydrated.
The safety measures are visible: desk spacing, partitions. Even the HVAC air exchange system is being addressed with air purifiers in each classroom.
We went through every building, upgraded a higher powered filter for all of the classrooms and all of the building offices and areas throughout. Plus we have fog machines. So every building will be fogged and in the evening, and deep cleaning will take place on every Friday.
Students will return in carefully staged hybrid groups.
Grades pre-K in first grade and sixth grade will start February 1st. Grades second and third will begin February 8th. Grades 4, 5, 7, 11, and 12 will begin February 17th. Grades 8, 10, and our special population will begin February 22nd. And grades 9 and our additional special ed population will start March 1st.
Critical because in the early days of 100% remote learning, the learning loss was measured at a -2 grade levels. The district believes it's gotten most of those students back to a -1 grade level, but that means the COVID interruption has cost students across the board a deficit of at least a full grade level.
It's letting us know that our parents and our students are struggling with this virtual learning, and we have to pivot and do something quickly to ensure that educational support is there for those that are struggling.
And what may be the biggest change of all, because of this learning loss and these deficits, the district is strongly considering not ending the school year in June, but extending it into the summer months just to get students back to par for the next school year. Paula Tutman, Local 4.
All right, thank you, Paula. Still ahead, Capitol security after the siege. There is a new proposal that's actually bringing some Republicans and Democrats together. We'll talk about that. Plus, how dogs with very special training are bringing more basketball fans back into a big stadium. And a double rescue caught on camera. The story behind this dramatic operation is making news across America right after the break.